has anticipated the drive in the growth of that market. We have slowly been moving forward with the rise of streaming apps, and Netflix has obviously made its way to the hearts of Kenyans as it has grown in the market ever since. That, of course, has seen the dawn of alternative services like Showmax, Filamu, and Amazon Prime Video that other Kenyans have been exploring with time. Showmax offered access to popular channels like HBO for premium international and local content at a low price of 250 Kenyan shillings, a price that was then reviewed to 330 Kenyan shillings for the select option and 880 for the premium option. November 2019 saw Showmax announce that it will further curate content for its African audience, where they will feature even more African content and live sport, as well as TV series, movies, and kids shows. Then on November 28, 2020, Africa's first Netflix original series, South Africa's Queen Sono, premiered on the platform. This described model has seen Mdundo sign up to 80,000 African artists with a collective catalogue of 1.5 million songs. With only 5 million active users, Mdundo still only services a portion of the African market and faces competition from other players on the continent. One of those is Boomplay, the music streaming service owned by Transion, Africa's top phone maker. Despite the rise of streaming as the primary mode of music and video consumption globally, illegal music and movie download sites have remained a major source for most users in Kenya. The impact for local Kenyan artists has been missing out on major potential earnings from streaming platforms. Spotify, for example, has consistently avoided the African continent despite heavily using content originating from our own artists. Never mind the fact that one always needs to go through a few hoops, such as the use of VPN services, before being able to use the service, as it's still not available to users in Kenya and all of sub-Saharan Africa except the obvious, South Africa. But the future of TV is the internet, and the home of internet in Africa is mobile. More than 80% of broadband internet in Africa is accessed via smartphones and tablets. Mobile devices are the place where consumers in our markets will increasingly connect with the content they love. A while back, most people would have laughed if you said you hold part of your investment portfolio in cryptocurrency, a type of virtual currency that is secured through various cryptographic and computer-generated means. But these days, you might be seen as behind on times if you don't currently invest, think, or never traded a single Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin in your life. Crypto is everywhere, and on Tech Voice this Tuesday, I posed the question, should you invest in cryptocurrency? The concept of digital monies such as Bitcoin that people send online is not that complicated in itself. After all, transferring money from one online bank account to another is doing exactly that. Cryptocurrencies use blockchain technology, a way of sending data in cyberspace. This is different from normal currencies such as dollars and shillings because cryptocurrencies are decentralized, which means they are not regulated by financial authority like a government or central banks. Cryptocurrencies are global, meaning they have the same value in every single country. This feature makes them much easier to transfer from one person to another across the globe without the headache of exchange rates. On December 16, 2020, the price of Bitcoin hit $20,000 for the first time. On January 3, 2021, its value soared above 34,000 or close to 4 million Kenyan shillings, meaning the cryptocurrency had gained almost 500,000 Kenyan shillings in the first few days of 2021. It has since drifted lower to around $31,500, which translates to around 3 million Kenyan shillings. Experts believe the recent jump in the price has been due to a wave of money from both institutional and private investors, spurred on by the coronavirus pandemic. The big disadvantage of digital assets such as Bitcoin and the like is that they are shockingly volatile, and there have been reports that people have had to wait to get their cash out because of technical snarl-ups. Bitcoin is at the very high-end risk of the investment spectrum. The price of cryptocurrencies is volatile. Some can go bust, others could be scams, and occasionally one may increase in value and produce return for investors. If you want to invest in crypto, think first whether you would buy a house worth 4 million Kenyan shillings on the plains of Budalangi constituency, Western Kenya. The physical setting of Budalangi at the floodplain of Zoya River and an increased runoff from degraded catchments are contributing factors to the flooding.
Floods lead to disruption of human settlements and destruction of crops, shelters, and facilities. The next day, everything could be fine again in Budalangi. If you do invest in crypto, be prepared to lose some or all of your money. Crypto is not conventional investing. As with any investment, do your due diligence and don't pin all your hopes in one company or cryptocurrency. Spread your money around so that you can spread the risk. This has been Tech Voice with Richard OKENYE. Catch you in the next one. If there was a genius so versatile but presented as a simple electronic device, the smartphone will comfortably be that object. I am Richard OKENYE, and on Tech Voice this Tuesday, I take a look at the things your smartphone does that you probably did not know it does. Although we know some of these basic features that our smartphone devices can do, not many people know of the other incredible functionalities that they are capable of. These are the quick ones I could highlight. With increased heart-related issues, it is necessary that you measure your heart's health regularly. The good news is that it can be done with your smartphone without having to take a trip to the doctor. Without any need for external hardware, apps like Cardio, Blood Pressure Companion, Instant Heart Rate will give you an accurate reading of your heart's rhythm and pace. The Viper Smart Key system also allows you to replace your car keys with your phone. When enabled, you can lock and unlock your car and even disarm an alarm without even taking your phone out of your pocket. Interested in measuring really tall things? There are several apps that can measure practically anything for you through your camera lens. Talking of cameras, your smartphone's camera is indeed sensitive to infrared radiation, and if you want to try it for yourself, just use a common remote control. The IR beam emitted when a button is pressed on the remote will show a white or purple light in the viewfinder of your camera app. You can use this trick to check if your remote control's battery is dead or it has stopped working. Seek Thermo is a tiny camera that attaches to your smartphone so that you can get a thermal image of anything around you, showing you a temperature snapshot of your environment. It gives you the thermal technology that was once only available to the military and other related professionals. If you want a quick way to digitize or just view your old film negatives, you can use your camera's negative effect or take advantage of some of the many specialized apps like the Helmet Film Scanner. If you're using an Android device, the Google's app lets you search an image captured with your phone's camera. You can identify famous paintings, find information on products, or learn more about a historic landmark. Some users find it too difficult to keep a track on their blood alcohol content in the body. Just install the related apps and get a better outlook of your health status. Some premium devices actually now come preloaded with such kind of featured apps that can comfortably measure your alcohol content. What are some of those smartphone features that you feel are not available but could be made available? What are some of those smartphone features that you are looking forward to seeing in the near future? This has been Tech Voice. Catch you in the next one. Think of social media as a big marketplace where you can come in and shop for anything you want, sell anything you want, and go. My name is Richard OKENYE, and on Tech Voice, we look at how to create a digital presence for your business. Last year, we saw how digital technology helped empower people to connect and explore new and innovative ways to work, connect with customers, create and harvest business opportunities from their homes. Small businesses are increasingly creating and expanding their digital footprint. We put together 6 things that you need to do to set up and start a successful online business, because it's never too late to start. The first one is to get a domain name. Your domain name is the heart of your business' unique address on the web. It should tell people who you are and what you have to offer at a glance. For a business, a domain name can also anchor a professional email address with the same name as the domain name. Keep it short and easy to type. Make sure it isn't trademarked, copyrighted, or in use by another company. With that in mind, you are good to go. To plan your business website, start by deciding what you want your site to do for your business. Do you want your website to showcase your business and show your products or services? Or do you want to sell your products and services online? Or even allow visitors to be able to directly buy from your website? To build an e-commerce website, you'll need to be sure you are ready to manage inventory, payment processing, shipping methods, customer service, among other elements for a successful online store. You can pick an easy DIY website builder that includes e-commerce, or you can consider hiring a professional website designer if you have an idea for a website but don't want to build it yourself. A social media presence. Having a successful online business goes beyond building a website. It is equally important for a business to connect with customers on social media platforms. Social media gives you the opportunity to share valuable information about your business and engage with existing and potential customers in real time. Include a link back to your website in interesting social posts, and this can help generate traffic to your website and help grow your business. Keep it fresh with consistent blog posts, up-to-date photos and videos, new products and services, and design improvements that reflect evolving trends. As a new website owner, you should also analyze and evaluate what is working and what can be improved. That has been it for Tech Voice. See you in the next one.
Wireless charging is the transfer of power from a power outlet to your device without the need for a connecting cable. It involves power transmitting pad and a receiver, sometimes in the form of a case attached to a mobile device or built into the phone itself. It isn't quite cable free though, because the pad has a cable going from the outlet into it. Inside your smartphone is a receiver induction coil made of copper. The wireless charger contains also a copper transmitter coil. When you place your phone on the charger, the transmitter coil generates an electromagnetic field that the receiver converts to electricity for the phone battery. Household products such as electric toothbrushes and shaving razors have been using this inductive charging technology for many years already. Obviously, the system isn't completely wireless, as you still have to plug the charger into the mains or a USB port. It just means you never have to connect a charging cable to your smartphone. In January 2021 though, Xiaomi introduced Mi Air Charge technology. According to the company, remote charging technology can charge multiple devices simultaneously and will recharge a smartphone that's being used while, let's say, are walking around or even when something is in the way. The company outlines how the technology works in a blog post. The transmitter looks quite large though, as large as perhaps a living room side table. No release date is offered for the Mi Air Charge system, and it's not known if such technology will ever make it to the consumer market. One thing we know for sure, it's going to be expensive whenever it does arrive. It's interesting to see innovations like this, and we're excited for the future of wireless charging technology. Soon, our living room devices, including speakers, desk lamps, and other small smart home products, will all be built upon a wireless power supply design, completely free of wires, making our living rooms truly wireless. This has been Tech Voice. Let me see you in the next one.
Each one of us has had the term cloud being thrown around when conversations are held regarding the internet. The cloud refers to servers that are accessed over the internet and the software and databases that run on those servers. Cloud servers are located in data centers all over the world, and by using cloud computing, users and companies don't have to manage physical servers themselves or run software applications on their own machines. The cloud enables users to access the same files and applications from almost any device, because the computing and storage takes place on servers in a data center instead of locally on their own devices. This is why a user can log into the Instagram account on a new phone after the old phone breaks and still find the old account in place with all their photos, videos, and conversation history. It works the same way with cloud email providers like Gmail or Microsoft Office 365, and with cloud storage providers like Dropbox or Google Drive. For businesses, switching to cloud computing removes some IT costs and overhead. For instance, they no longer need to update and maintain their own servers, as the cloud vendor they are using will do that. This especially makes an impact for small businesses that may not have been able to afford their own internal infrastructure but can outsource their infrastructure needs affordably via the cloud. The cloud can also make it easier for companies to operate internationally because the employees and customers can access the same files and applications from any location in the world. Cloud computing is possible because of a technology called virtualization. Virtualization allows for the creation of a simulated, digital-only virtual computer that behaves as if it were a physical computer with its own hardware. The technical term for such a computer is a virtual machine. When properly implemented, virtual machines on the same host machine are sandboxed from one another, so they do not interact with each other at all, and the files and applications from one virtual machine are not visible to the other virtual machines even though they are on the same physical machine. Virtual machines also make more efficient use of the hardware hosting them. By running many virtual machines at once, one server becomes many servers. A data center becomes a whole host of data centers able to serve many organizations. Thus, cloud providers can offer the use of their servers to far more customers at once than they would be able to do otherwise, and they can do so at a low cost. Even if individual servers go down, cloud servers in general should always be online and available. Cloud vendors generally back up their servers on multiple machines and across multiple regions. Cloud storage of information is necessary today because the world has hugely shifted to the cloud. Basic software that we use is offered as a service, and applications depend on a cloud storage service to store and serve you with data. This could be your emails, your calendar services, cloud meetings, Microsoft 365, or even just using Google Docs. Providers of cloud services in Kenya include Truehost, Safaricom, and many others. Cloud storage in Kenya is gaining popularity as many services move online and more people get connected. Internet penetration and availability of affordable smartphones in the country has been one of the main driving factors allowing people to utilize cloud storage. Corporates in Kenya also depend on cloud storage to keep their critical data for both security and accessibility. Our growing love of social media is not just changing the way we communicate, it's changing the way we do business, the way we are governed, and the way we live in society. And it's doing so at a breakneck speed.
Short interest in GameStop.
And this GameStop situation is the craziest I think I've ever seen.
We have some breaking news right now on what has turned into the soap opera and saga of the markets right now.
If you're not on Reddit, it's a social media site, kind of like Twitter or Facebook. You join forums about particular topics you're interested in. There are love forums, football forums, history forums, you name it. The one that's important though in this story is called the Wall Street Bets. More than 4 million people are in it, usually discussing stocks and shares and where they're going to invest money. About a week ago, users of that group, in which members exchange investment ideas, generated significant profits by gorging on shares of GameStop and other out-of-favor companies by hedge funds, which are investment companies. Shorting is a strategy in which these investors borrow shares that they do not own and then sell them on the expectation that their prices will fall. They then buy those shares back once their prices drop and hand the shares back to the party that they borrowed them from in the first place. GameStop was one of those companies that the lords of the hedge funds had bet on to lose a lot of value and money. But huge numbers of people in the Wall Street Bets Reddit forum swapped tips and bought shares in GameStop. The demand raised its share price massively, which nobody saw coming, and everyone who had banked on it dropping in value had to buy their shares back, making some Redditors dollar millionaires overnight. The hedge fund's losses surpassed $13.1 billion, more than the hedge fund itself was worth, and it now declared bankrupt. GameStop isn't the only company Wall Street Bets is focusing on. The group has also set its sight on hedge funds in short positions against AMC Entertainment and even BlackBerry. Could social media be the next great decider of world economic trends in light of what social media groups and forums such as Reddit have done on the Wall Street stock? Could they affect how markets and governments operate? I am Richard OKENYE. This has been Tech Voice. Be sure to catch the next one.
My name is Maxwell. Dr. Maxwell Okoth.
I've had plenty of experience in this.
Since completing my studies, I've opened 5 maternal hospitals in Nairobi and its environs. I did this because I love my job, my country, and my people. 7 years since I began, I have to tell you this. Starting a business in Kenya sometimes can drive you crazy. I come from Konyango village in Kindu Bay, Homa Bay County. I'm the son of Mr. Robert Okoth and Pamela Nyawade. I attended my primary school in Sangu Academy, joined high school in Maseno School, after which I went for my university education in University of Nairobi, graduating with Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery in the year 2010. At 25, I started working as an intern in a government hospital. There were a lot of issues there. Long waiting times for emergency surgeries.
We are having our retained placenta and the mother is bleeding excessively.
Understaffing. Lack of basic medication.
No, we don't have them.
Lack of proper gloves.
Mom.
Sometimes power went off in the middle of a surgery. And we had no choice but to improvise with our own torches.
Vumilia.
I had to make a decision to either continue like this or to try and do it better. I chose the latter. My goal was to build a hospital that defines new standards in service delivery, which is what people needed. But where to start? For some weeks I visited several places in Nairobi that I thought had issues with access to healthcare. I had different locations in mind, but finally in the east of Nairobi, I found a place. An old empty clinic in Ruai. imagine such a large budget. Wow, where would I get all this money from? No bank could have given a loan to a young 25-year-old doctor with no security. But by borrowing from my mother and girlfriend, I finally managed to get my first seed capital. Additional to that, I approached the bank and got a check of loan from my payslip. Finally, there was a light at the end of the tunnel. I started a month later. It wasn't easy. I was still doing my internship in the government hospital. I had to be there during the day for my shift. Thereafter, hopping a matatu for 2 hours to my clinic. I worked for more than 18 hours every day. I was forced to leave my clinic to be run by my employees. Did I have a day off during that time? No.
Hey, good night.
Okay, good night.
I had to pay back 232,000 Kenya shillings per month to service my debts. But my employees kept telling me that there were rarely patients showing up when I was not at my clinic. Surprisingly, when I was at my clinic, I could always see more than enough patients. But still, we were not able to meet our monthly obligations. I contemplated giving up. When my annual leave at the public hospital came up, I dedicated my entire 3 weeks to work 24/7 at the clinic. And amazingly, the figures were very different. My suspicion was confirmed. My employees were playing me. That's when I said, this can't go on. First, I quit my job in the public hospital. Then, I fired my old employees and hired new ones. I was now full-time at my clinic. Our services improved. Patient numbers increased. We were able to pay back the loan. We introduced new services which were not available in the area, such as X-rays, ultrasound, and maternity. After a year, my small clinic was now operating as a full maternity hospital. This gave me the idea of replicating this model across the entire nation. I started planning to open a second hospital outside Nairobi. Financing a new project is never easy, but this time was not as hard as it was when I first started. I had good figures to show from my small clinic, and now the banks were happy to finance. Between 2016 and 2019, I was able to open a total of 5 new hospitals. I have remained true to my vision, offering high-quality services at very affordable rates, increasing access to healthcare, and helping improve maternal care with investment in high-end diagnostic equipment. New chapter, 2018. We are an established brand. The facility has grown in terms of branches, with a total of 5 hospitals and more coming. For the first time, I am on the radar of others. The banks want their loans paid on time. Staff need to be paid on a monthly basis. Suppliers are constantly demanding payments. The problem is, as a hospital, you're very much dependent on insurances to pay back the receivables in a short time.
This is not good.
If they delay in payments,
we would want you to pay this loan in 30 days maximum.
And the deadline for meeting the monthly obligations reaches, then the hospital is broke. The problems became even more serious when one of the major insurances changed its payment methods. In the beginning, the insurer was always my lifeline. It repaid the costs I had incurred in about 3 weeks. But suddenly, payment modalities changed. Why? Because it was speculated that state officials were misappropriating the funds. That almost brought me to the brink of ruin. Delays in payments can paralyze any business. It gets to a point when you can't pay your own staff, let alone buying medication. Another challenge for entrepreneurs in Kenya is cost of doing business. For example, you need a minimum of 11 licenses from different government authorities to run a healthcare facility. This doesn't come cheap and takes time. The biggest challenge that I face is dealing with corrupt government officials. They will try to get money off you even when you have all the required licenses. If you don't buy them a cup of tea, quote unquote, they threaten to close down your business. An example of these frustrations happened before I built my largest hospital, which is a capacity of 100 beds. The county government had promised to build a connecting road from the main road to the clinic. But 1 year after opening the hospital, nothing had been done. It was impossible for the patients on stretchers and wheelchairs to access the hospital, let alone the ambulances. I was forced to buy the plot next to the road in order to construct the road for easy access, an expense I had not budgeted for. And last but not least, there's a competition. If the services provided by the hospital are of high standards, word goes around and you get more patients coming from the other facilities. This does not go well with the operators of other facilities. It gets worse if your competitor is moneyed. Then they are able to buy media as well. And if your hospital is on prime news for several days, then that is a good indication that someone wants you out of business. What follows is what we call a dirty game. They will try everything to damage your reputation. They will go to the extent of paying people to demonstrate against your facility. There's nothing we have not done. We have complied by all means and all standards that are required. Thank you very much.
Excuse me, Dr. Okoth, there's an emergency in room number 5.
8 years after starting my first hospital. Was it easy? No. Is it still worth continuing? Yes. Kenya needs more affordable healthcare facilities. I will not stop in my quest to fill this gap.
Maelfu na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
But folks, I'm going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
Pepo pasi vuguvugu. Pepo pa ni idea.
Sazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Kwa sasa wanatoa wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa.
Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili.
Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili, hiyo inaenda kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni duniani leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
What's up, fashionistas? Looking for a show that brings you the latest in the world of fashion, glamour, creativity, and style? what she started as we explore street fashion, modeling, runways, red carpet events, and so much more.
Catch me, Ashley at Sachi, as we unlock the greatest fashion event. Keep it locked.
Access to knowledge. Solution to unanswered questions.
Guidelines to pursuing your rights and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more only on Law Matters.
A loving husband and father. Nothing is too good for my daughter. An ambitious businessman with a dark secret. A girl with a whole life in front of her, plunging into a marriage that she did not choose with the wrong man.
I'm not ready to marry Zewa.
But who is the right one? I love Nambi. A rock star, living the dream. But the babes keep chasing me, I guess. It ain't easy being famous, especially with so many glamorous women around. A woman hell-bent on revenge.
He will pay.
Seductive, dangerous. She is a predator. Everybody needs it. Everybody wants it. They will do anything to get it. Love and wealth.
Badala ya kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi wale wana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili
bila uoga. Watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi, hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka ya nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
So we all know that you're fab at fixing stuff. You're brilliant behind the wheel. You'd all make great cowboys. And you slay at sports. But did you also know olive oil helps improve sex drive? Testosterone supplements have their drawbacks. Sperm count can be boosted with diet. And it's a good idea to keep a close eye on your testicles. Welcome to In Good Shape. When corals spawn, they release bundles of sperm and eggs. Earthworms are hermaphrodites with both male and female reproductive organs. Clownfish are what's called sequential hermaphrodites. They can, having started life as males, become females as they mature. The binary model of gender is now widely seen as outdated, with an estimated 1.7% of the population born with intersex traits. More than 150 million people in the world don't fit neatly into the categories of male or female. But perhaps gender differences are not as clear-cut as previously believed anyway.
It's a long-held belief that men are the stronger sex. But is that really true? Let's find out.
Round 1.
Strength and speed. Men do have more muscle mass than women, about 40% more in their upper bodies, 30% more in their legs. Women typically have more body fat, an advantage during pregnancy. That gives men a natural edge when it comes to strength and speed.
Round 2.
Flexibility. How elastic are the ligaments, tendons and muscles? Here, women have the upper hand. Their muscles and joints are more supple. And that gives them greater flexibility.
Round 3.
Coordination. When it comes to reflexes, spatial orientation and balance, there's little difference between the sexes. So in this area, it's a tie. More generally, athletic performance has a lot to do with two main factors, weight and height. Physical fitness is also key. An athletic woman can be much stronger than a man, and a physically fit man can be more flexible than a woman who doesn't exercise. So in conclusion, it all depends. Sex alone doesn't determine how strong or weak a person is, and at the end of the day, we're all stronger together.
But still, men are more decisive, more courageous and more focused. At least, that's what many of them think. Testosterone is the primary male hormone responsible for regulating sex differentiation. Young men sometimes take supplements with testosterone to gain muscle and be more manly, but these can have side effects.
When I say the word testosterone, what's the first thing that you think of? It's what makes a guy, right? Well, but what is it exactly? And is having more of it somehow better? Ah, testosterone. It sounds like the name of the Greek god of manliness. Or is it maybe aggression? It might surprise you to hear that testosterone isn't only found in males. Female bodies produce it too, though in smaller amounts. In them, it fulfills some of the same functions that it does in men, like increasing bone density. In us guys, though, the hormone made mostly in the testicles plays a much more central role in development. During puberty, when testosterone is churned out in large amounts in the young male body, it also initiates the emergence of secondary sex characteristics, like it causes a young man's voice to grow deeper. And of course, during puberty, testosterone also kicks in sperm production. More than any other hormone, therefore, it's intimately intertwined with male sexuality. No surprise then that levels of it influence your libido, or what's commonly called the sex drive. In fact, in some places, a huge industry has grown up around marketing supplementary tea, as it's often called, especially to men of a certain age. Not my age, definitely older. But no matter what your age, hormones are powerful compounds, and taking them is not risk-free. Taking supplementary testosterone long-term has, for instance, been linked in some studies to an increased risk of heart problems and possibly prostate cancer. Another drawback to taking testosterone supplements, doctors say, is that it can cause your body to stop making the hormone on its own. Then, if you want to quit, it's kind of hard to because it takes time for your testicles to ramp up production again. Tea supplements can even cause your unchallenged testicles to shrink. The general consensus is that yes, supplementary testosterone might provide benefits for some older guys. Again, older than me. And in some cases, it can increase their sex drive. Which again, I don't need. But before starting supplements, they should definitely have their levels of T checked by a doctor and consult regularly with the physician throughout the course of treatment. After all, lots of things can cause your sex drive to drop, not just your hormones. So, if you're having libido issues, which I'm not, T levels might be part of it, but then again, they might not be. And experts say that younger men shouldn't take the hormone at all without a clear medical reason, like one of the conditions that causes your testicles for some reason not to make enough T on their own. If the shrinking testicles warning wasn't enough for you, then you should also know that it can cause things like acne and breast growth. It can also affect your fertility. No matter what your age, if you're determined to raise your T levels, the good news is there are other, simpler ways to do it. Losing weight and exercising regularly can also both have a positive impact on how much testosterone your body makes. Some studies show it can even raise levels as much as taking supplements without shrinking your testicles.
Testosterone could also be linked to men's shorter lifespans. In Eastern Europe, women live an average 10 years longer than men. Globally, women live an average 4 to 5 years longer. According to the WHO, these are some of the main reasons why. Men have unhealthier lifestyles than women. More men than women die in homicides or are killed in car accidents. Men are more likely to get lung cancer, cirrhosis of the liver, or coronary disease. And they're less likely to consult a doctor. Men also tend not to listen to their bodies and heed the warning signs. Take erectile dysfunction. It can be a sensitive subject, and a lot of men are too embarrassed to seek medical advice. But they really should. It can be treated.
When a man can't get an erection, it can create a lot of frustration.
It was a really tough situation because my partner had the feeling I didn't think she was attractive, even though I did. And that weighed heavily on me.
Paul is a pseudonym. He doesn't want to be recognized. He's 33 and has always had trouble getting or maintaining an erection. Joachim Böckmann began having this problem later in life.
The feeling you get is, I'm not a real man anymore. Something's wrong with me. I'm no longer worth as much.
He's been living with erectile dysfunction for 18 years. It began at age 57 after he'd undergone surgery for prostate cancer.
Back then, I was told that the treatment can seriously impact a man's sexuality.
Viola Kurbitz is a urologist and doctor of sexual medicine. As an expert on genital function and the psychology of sex, she treats erectile dysfunction on many levels.
It's a very complex problem. Many different factors and causes can come together to produce erectile dysfunction. That is, the inability to achieve and maintain an erection.
But help is available to men. They just have to be willing to ask for it.
It's really important to get up the nerve and speak to your doctor, because impotence can be a sign of other diseases. It can even be an indication that a cardiovascular disease like coronary heart disease, a heart attack or a stroke could happen in 2, 3 or 5 years.
Even as a child, there were signs indicating the root of Paul's problem. Yet no one took much notice.
When I was at school, I was always extremely tired. There was hardly a lesson in which I didn't fall asleep or could barely concentrate. And as I got older, I realized that this couldn't be normal. I could only keep an erection for a very short time. Sometimes I'd lose it in the time it took to put on a condom.
His doctor diagnosed low testosterone levels that were congenital, but shots of the hormone didn't help much. So Paul consulted andrologist Frank Sommer. A thorough examination showed that blood flow to Paul's penis was normal. But the doctor discovered something he often sees with new patients.
When a man comes to my office with erectile dysfunction, I often find that their doctors made little effort to get to the root of the problem. They often just prescribe sildenafil, the active ingredient in Viagra, and say, give this a try.
Sommer found that Paul's penis had too much connective tissue, but not enough muscle cells.
The decisive factor for that are nightly erections. Every man has 5 or 6 nightly erections. They're just training for the erectile tissue to help keep it fit and help men have good erections.
To give this nightly training a boost, Paul now takes a pill containing a Viagra-like active ingredient every evening. He's pleased with the results.
My sex life has improved enormously. I no longer feel so sluggish during the day, and because I take the pill at night, I don't need one before having sex. I feel a lot better.
Joachim Böckmann's problems were triggered by cancer surgery. His prostate had to be completely removed, and the surgery caused nerve damage. Since then, he's tried a lot of things. Like a penis pump. It uses suction to improve blood flow to the penis, which can help men, in theory.
It's a very mechanical and time-consuming thing. It takes some practice to use, and when you're having a good time and want to get a stiff erection to have intercourse, it's an interruption that kills the mood right from the start.
Then there's alprostadil, a therapy using a drug that's inserted into the urethra. Another treatment involves the patient injecting a medication directly into his erectile tissue.
There's no universal remedy for erectile dysfunction. We have a range of therapies at our disposal which we can try out in consultation with the patient or couple. We encourage them to try out the various options.
In part, thanks to talks with Viola Kurbitz, Joachim Böckmann now has a new approach to sexuality. Over time, that's led to many positive changes for him and his partner.
My wife and I have gone through thick and thin together, all our lives, sharing tender moments, holding hands, caressing, being there for each other, cuddling. Nothing can take that away from you.
Exercising regularly and avoiding smoking will also boost sexual performance. And the right diet can even help guard against erectile dysfunction. Foods that help include a lot of vegetables, fish, beans, and first and foremost, olive oil, according to a study by Greek researchers. As cardiologist Christina Krischerho says, men that follow a Mediterranean diet, particularly consuming lots of olive oil, see their risk of impotence reduced by up to 40% in older age. Erectile dysfunction isn't the only problem today's men are struggling with. Abnormal sperm morphology, low sperm motility, and low sperm count are growing problems worldwide. Today, experts are calling it the male infertility crisis, but this too can be tackled with the right foods.
And here are 3 superfoods for boosting male fertility. Number 1, salmon. Several studies came to the conclusion that fish improve sperm mobility. That's probably due to the high concentration of omega-3 fatty acids in fish. In one Danish study, a group of men were given fish oil, while another group was not. Comparative results showed that the group fed fish oil underwent the following changes: increased semen volumes, larger testicles, and a higher sperm count. Omega-3 fatty acids are good for blood flow, which means they're good for erections as well. Other studies weren't as conclusive. The positive effects of fish may just be a result of eating less meat. Number 2, walnuts. A study of 199 young men looked at the effects of nut consumption. The participants ate nuts for 14 days. It resulted in the men having improved orgasms and a higher sex drive. Their sperm count rose, as did the mobility of their sperm. But that study came under fire. Some specialists claimed the effects of the nuts could be explained by the unsaturated fatty acids they contain. However, salmon and nuts harbor another secret fertility-boosting ingredient, arginine. Arginine is a nitrogen-rich amino acid. In addition to other substances, the body's metabolism uses it to produce nitric oxide. Studies have shown that nitric oxide lowers blood pressure and expands the blood vessels, something that helps with erections. Arginine can also boost both sperm count and mobility. Walnuts also contain a lot of zinc. Besides being indispensable for a healthy prostate, this element is also involved in sperm production. A zinc deficiency means the sperm use up their energy before they can reach the egg. Number 3, tomatoes. Numerous studies have pointed to tomatoes as having a positive effect on the fertility of humans and animals. The secret is called lycopene. It's an antioxidant that provides the red coloring in plant foods. It also helps to reduce the oxidative stress in the body's cells. However, the body doesn't absorb the lycopene in raw tomatoes very well. It's best to cook them first. Tomato puree is especially could swim better. But even if these foods can boost male fertility, don't forget that a balanced diet is essential to health and well-being.
A cancer diagnosis is always shocking, especially for young people. But unfortunately, testicular cancer tends to afflict young men in particular. It's a relatively rare type of cancer. In Germany, just over 4,000 cases are diagnosed per year. But the number is rising all over the world, and experts still aren't sure why. It's now the most common cancer among males between 20 and 45.
It was a shattering diagnosis, but 26-year-old German professional footballer Timo Baumgartel didn't want to throw in the towel.
A testicular cancer diagnosis sparks some pretty dark thoughts. What if you don't make it? Or if you can't have children? What about your girlfriend, family, friends, your dog? Everything you wanted to do together. Some days we spent hours crying together. On others, we decided not to let it get us down.
Today, Timo Baumgartel is back on the soccer pitch, but the memories are still fresh. He can still recall how his girlfriend and pet dog reacted when the bad news came from the doctor's office.
We'd arranged to eat out. It was my day off. I think she noticed something was wrong when I rang. I told her they wanted to check something out. It wasn't clear at first, but of course it's worrying. You feel better after a hug and being greeted by your dog. The next day when I got the diagnosis, it was good to cry together. The dog was quieter too. He just cuddled up to us. Some days we spent hours crying, and on others we said, "Come on, let's not think about it."
The tumour was discovered during a routine check. He had to have surgery and chemotherapy.
We realized you need to approach it with humor. We joked about it. We still do, me and my friends.
Sometimes laughter helps.
There are plenty of jokes about having just one ball. The stuff about having balls doesn't work with me anymore. I've only got one. There's a whole repertoire of jokes about that stuff. I leave it to my friends. I don't mind. I crack those jokes myself.
His girlfriend Julia, his family and friends, and his Labrador Jimmy, they all gave Timo the strength to get through treatment.
Schnell rein, willst du es zeigen?
What's this thing sound? One of the first things he did was shave off his hair. Timo's tumour was discovered early. He now feels confident about making plans for the future.
When I look back on my career at 40, I hope I'll have had lots of experiences, played lots of matches, have nice memories, that we'll have lived by the seaside for a bit. I hope we'll have our friends around us, that we can hang out at my friend Gabriel's wine club. That would make me happy. And of course, being healthy is the most important thing. After going through something like this, what Julia or I will be doing then, who knows? Maybe I'll be home looking after our 2 kids.
Ja, vielleicht bin ich auch Hausmann und kümmere mich um die 2 Kinder.
As with most cancers, treatment of testicular cancer is more likely to be successful if it's detected at an early stage. Men should make sure they do regular testicular self-examinations. Here's how.
Did you know that the average age for testicular cancer to strike is just 33?
Testicular cancer is the most frequent cancer disease in young men, and it can start long before the age of 20. At the beginning, it doesn't give you a lot of symptoms, but it can spread aggressively, and it's a lethal disease if not detected early and treated correctly.
It's important that men do regular testicular self-exams starting at the age of 16. The best time is after a warm shower. First, cup them with your hand to see if they feel normal. Then gently roll one testicle at a time between your thumb and forefinger. Don't forget the epididymis at the back of the testicles. Do this at least once a month.
In the beginning, there might be just a feeling of heaviness, a dragging pain in the testicles. Later on, there can be an increase of size and weight, a hardness of the testicle, and classically, the hard lump inside the testicle or on the surface. If you detect something like that, then you should really see a neurologist.
The sooner you see a doctor, the better. Because if detected early, up to 98% of testicular cancer cases can be cured.
A surefire way of staying healthy is, of course, to exercise regularly. Here's our favorite fitness instructor, Aurelia, to show us how to deadlift.
Hello and welcome. Today we're gonna do a balance exercise, and this exercise is also really good for your strength. Let's get started. Set your feet hip wide apart, then lift one leg and try to touch the floor with your hands. Keep your back straight and focus on one point. I recommend to do this 30 seconds on each side. After 30 seconds, you switch and do it 3 times. This way, you exercise the entire backside, from your back to your buttocks to the calves. This exercise is perfect for your daily life because it makes lifting easier.
Goodbye for now. Stay healthy and see you next time on In Good Shape.
What's up guys, this is by Africans for Africa. Once again, welcome back to our channel. If you have not subscribed to our channel, make sure you do. And today is another day, and before I start, I want to show you this backpack and the sandals. You know we do supply these things on our market by Africans, but today we are not talking about market by Africans. We are here to show you something you've not seen before on our channel. We are here to show you a young man, a young CEO, a CEO in Kenya who has started this big business, big company, and he's going to tell us what he does. And we are hoping that you are going to promote him, you are going to support him by buying his product. So guys, we are on Thika Road, somewhere called Kimbo, after Roiro, and come with us. Let us show you what he does. So guys, come with me. Let us show you the good work young Kenyans are doing. Come. Yeah. What's up? How are you guys? I'm doing very well. Nice to meet you. Yes. What's up guys? Welcome back to our channel by Africans for Africa. Today we are going to show you something very, very wonderful, something you've not seen before. Today we introduce you to one of the youngest CEOs in Kenya. We show you his business, his company, and we also tell you the story behind his inspiration. So meet one of the youngest CEOs in Kenya.
Good morning everyone. My name is Robert. I do value addition of crepes. I do value addition of potatoes and cassava. And today I'm going to show you the value addition of potato. This is a potato, an African potato from Kenyan farms. We are going to process it into crepes. So the first step.
Hold it. So guys, let me tell you, this will be one of the mind-blowing videos you've ever watched on our channel. These are young peoples of Kenya changing the narrative of Africa. Value addition. You know, value addition is what we lack in Africa, and this time we have it. And before we go to like the process of doing the value addition, can you please tell us the brands that you already have? What are your brands?
Okay, I have two brands in the market. The first brand is called Teke Teke Crepes. We have salted and barbecue flavor. We also have Crunchy Bites. That's our second brand. We have salted flavor and barbecue flavor. We are in different grammage. We have 50 gram, 100 gram, and 200 gram.
Wonderful. And guys, let me tell you something. These products are very nice. They are organic and they are very well made. I've gotten the chance to taste, and I can tell you, you don't want to miss this. So maybe he can show us some of his products. Before now, he tells us where he gets the potatoes and how he does it, right? Yeah, please come with us. So he is going to explain, like he has said, his products, and you'll be able to see. So he said he has two brands. So we have Crunchy Bites and Teke Teke. Yeah, you see, these are big brands in Kenya, and wherever you are in Africa, make sure if you want to get these brands, like we always tell you, it's possible for us to ship everything that you need from Africa to wherever you are. This is organic and very well made. So please tell us what is inside, like what is this now?
Okay, let me start with crepes. These potato crepes are made from potato that is sourced from Kenyan soil. Okay, the potato itself has to be very mature. Then that potato is deep fried and packaged hygienically into this product. It's good for your health and it's very nice.
Wow, wonderful. I thought you guys have tasted that.
Now, the second product is called popcorn. These ones are made from corn. Corn is planted in South Africa and also in Kenya. Now, once it's imported, what we do is we just pop it with the popcorn machine and we repackage it like this one. It's packaged hygienically and it's good for your health. The third product is called, we call them numbers. These are imported products from India. But the major ingredients is wheat flour, corn flour, baking powder, food colors, and starched iodized salt.
Right.
Now, once they are imported in Kenya, what we do is we deep fry them and we pack them hygienically, and then we sell to shops and other outlets.
Right.
So they are branded like Teke Teke.
So these are Teke numbers.
These are Teke Teke numbers.
And if you have a kid who's going to school, this is a very nice way of ensuring that the kid is revising what they learn in school. Because when he talks about numbers, you can see this is number 2, this is number 1, this is number 3. So anytime he eats, he counts 1, 2, 3. So you are covered.
Okay.
You are covered. This is a teacher.
And these are 2 flavors in the market. Now, as you can see, this one is salted. This one has a barbecue flavor. This is an artificial flavor that we add to make the product more nice.
Wow, wonderful.
Now, these are my products that are in the market. Yes.
So before we go further, let me ask, what's the inspiration behind this brand, Teke Teke? You know, in Kenya when we say Teke Teke, it's like you're running.
Okay, let me respond to that question. The name Teke Teke simply means chap.
Chap,
doing
like
things
fast.
Yeah. So these are snacks.
Yeah.
And what you expect after eating snacks is energy.
Yeah.
Now this product has enough energy, so you are going to do your things chap or Teke Teke. So if you grab this product called Teke Teke and maybe you take just this one packet, now you'll be having enough energy to run the day.
Wonderful. I hope you got the inspiration of the brand. But we have not yet gotten to the inspiration behind indulging in value addition of this product. So maybe you can tell us your background. You went to school to learn this, or what happened?
Okay. I'm from Central Province in Kenya. Okay, that is originally we are agricultural. That's our economy is agricultural. Okay, once I grew up in Central, then I went to high school, but in campus I did a degree in food science and technology, whereby we were taught about value addition. We do value addition of root tubers. We can do value addition of potatoes. We can do value addition of cassava. We can do value addition of even bananas and the plantains. Now, when in high school, I just found out that most farm produce go to waste. And I needed to do something about that. That's why the idea of value addition came in. Because if you go to our background, you find that once you have harvested potatoes, some of them get rotten in the farm. Now, by doing value addition, you're increasing the shelf life of that potato. Because now this one can go for a period of about 6 months.
6 months is a long
compared to a potato which gets spoiled within a week or two. That's where the inspiration.
So you got some maybe the knowledge of the process of making value addition.
Yes, when I went to campus after doing a degree in food science and technology, I was taught about value addition or food processing. That's where I got it.
And you know, most of us young people of Kenya and Africa, we usually go to school. In fact, our parents usually tell us, go to school, study hard, get a big job, and you know, why didn't you maybe do that? Like get a big job and you're good.
Okay, you know, everything has to do with the passion. Now, after finishing campus, I got so much interest in value addition. Yes, so I just love value addition. I can do value addition of everything, but for now I'm doing potatoes.
Wow.
But I can do cassava, I can do pumpkin. Generally, I love value addition.
Wow.
Because I don't feel good when farm produce is going to waste.
Yeah.
So every time when I see a farm produce, whether it's a root tuber or a fruit, I just feel like I want to do value addition. Yes.
Wow. So that means you have this dream of in future you may want to be making more.
Okay, my vision in future or my dream is to be the leading manufacturer in East Africa, especially in anything to do with value addition of farm produce. Especially, you know, these root tubers are highly perishable.
Yeah.
Potatoes are very perishable. Once they are harvested, a day or two, they have started to rot, especially if it has been cut.
Yeah.
So I want to minimize food wastage.
Wow.
That's why I do value addition.
Wow, that's inspiring. So my brother, you told me that your dream is to expand and be able to value add a lot of agricultural products in Kenya. So let me ask you, what if someone in the US or someone somewhere in Africa wanted to maybe partner or maybe fund you? How would you like that, or what would you take that? How would you take that?
Okay, any idea of partnership or funding me is so much welcome. I do value addition of farm produce. Okay, this is just an example of a potato.
And he also said that he can make wine during the value addition.
Okay, this is just one product. You have so many farm products that we can do value addition. This is a potato. We can do value addition of cassava. We can do value addition of pumpkin, whereby we make wine from pumpkin.
Wow.
I can make pumpkin wine.
I've never had of a pumpkin wine.
Okay, the other products like cactus fruits. If you know the cactus, the one that grows them in the desert. We have cactus fruits. We can do value addition and make cactus wine from that fruits.
Wow.
So any farm produce, we can do value addition.
Yes, and also, you know, some people watching this video will be interested in learning more than maybe buying. Although they will buy it, but they want to learn so that they can also do or start. Probably someone in Uganda wants to start their crunchy business. Would you provide maybe training services or?
Yes, I can offer lessons and training practices for any value addition.
Wow.
If you have any farm produce that you have, whether it's a fruit, a root tuber, a stem, or even a cereal, I can show you how to do value addition.
Wow.
For example, if you have, which cereal produce do you know?
Maybe
like lentils. Let me start with the lentils. Or kamande, the local language. Now, with the lentils, I can show you how to make flakes from lentils. You know cornflakes, like you have seen in the market cornflakes. Now, instead of using corn, I can use lentils to make flakes. All those. We can also do value addition of potatoes. For example, when I was in college, I did value addition of sweet potato and mushroom.
Into?
Whereby I made flakes, breakfast cereal from potato and mushroom. Whereby you are going to combine them together and to make a breakfast cereal that has good energy and is nutritious. So if you have any farm produce, whether it's a fruit, you can engage me and I can offer training on how to do value addition of it.
Wow. Yes. Okay, so now you have these products.
Yes.
How do you market them, or where can we get your products?
Okay, now these products are available in retail shops and supermarkets within my region. Let me say within Roero, Githurai, and even Nairobi. We supply to mini supermarket. We also supply to big supermarkets and also mini shops. So they are available in shops, mini supermarkets, and even malls.
So to our viewers, imagine this someone who is not from around this area, maybe is in Nyeri or Kajiado, and would like maybe to source your products. Do you have maybe a social media page where they can come, or maybe can you give them their number so that they can contact you? Because I'm sure our viewers would like maybe to have these products in their shelves, so that they can contact you, we talk about prices and all that. Yeah.
Okay, I have a Facebook page. It's called Crunchy Masters Enterprises, which is the business name of this one.
Wow,
and in that Crunchy Masters Enterprises, you find the brands, Crunchy Bites and Teke Teke. But in addition to that, I'm going to give them my number. You can just make a call, and I can distribute anywhere in the country.
Yes. So, guys, his number will be somewhere on the screen, and also the link to the Facebook page Crunchy Masters will be somewhere on the description. So just go there as you watch, click on it, check his products, and make a purpose to buy. Yes. He can send a courier or a rider to bring you the products if you have a mini supermarket or a big supermarket. Promote Kenyan products. Yes. Yeah.
Buy Kenya, build Kenya.
Buy Kenya, build Kenya.
Now we are going to do the value addition of potatoes. Now this is my potato. It's from the Kenyan farm. It has to be very mature. Now to check the maturity of potatoes, you check on the eyes. Now this one is a matured potato. The first process of making crepes is peeling. So I'm going to show you how we do the peeling, and we do it like this.
And it's very fast. So how many of this can you peel in one day?
Like a whole sack.
Yes. And be able to process all of those.
Yes.
And then a pack of these potatoes, a sack,
Yes.
can make how many packets?
Of crepes. Like 600 packets.
Wow.
Yes, 600.
Just take mia moja. Wow.
So this is a peeled potato. You check on, the first thing you check is on the eyes. All the eyes have been removed. Now once it's peeled like this, you have to lazima kuwe na bucket karibu.
Oh, ya maji.
Because of browning. You know, after peeling the outer cover, the enzyme activity starts.
Okay.
Now to prevent browning, it has to be submerged. Now I'm going to put
Another one. Guys, if you're looking for a business idea, this is a very nice business idea. You're a young guy out there, doesn't have a job, and you are really thinking, wow, it's just the end of me. Look, it's the beginning. We are just seeing the process of how you can make crepes and then make a real product out of it. And he's making a lot of millions out of this. So why won't you do that?
This is the second one, peeled potato. Now, immediately after peeling, you have to make sure that it's
submerged.
at the water. Now, the next stage of making crepes is called slicing. So I'm going to do slicing.
Okay.
Yes.
Sawa sawa. So we're going to hurry up, do the slicing, and then come back and show you the finished process of products.
After peeling, now we have done the slicing. Now these are sliced potato crepes. This is a good example, one of them. So here we check on thickness. It has to be uniform. And for my case, I do a 1 millimeter thickness for my product. You can do any other thickness. Now these are sliced potato crepes. They are very raw. Now the next stage of making crepes is drying them. You see, they have a lot of water. So you can come along. These are working tables. They are drying tables. So we place them here for them to dry. Once they are dried, now we are going to deep fry directly.
So you dry without any clothes?
We don't use clothes.
Okay,
we just put them in open air.
Okay.
So they are going to dry. So now after drying, we deep fry. We make the fry. So once you have done the deep frying, the next stage is called seasoning, whereby you add flavors, you also add salt. Now, from the oil, now you add salt and other flavors that you have. Then you package, and now you seal them as quickly as possible.
And I think I heard you saying they can stay for as long as 6 months.
Yes, they
Is
can.
it the same even for the popcorn?
Yes. You see, it all depends on how you package them. Now, when packaging, you have to make sure that there is no moisture getting in and the seal is intact. So, let me show you. the seal should be intact, such that no moisture or air is getting in. Yes, and also you package hygienically. Yes. Now this is my sealing machine.
This is your packaging machine, or your sealing?
The sealing. This is the sealing machine. There are so many processes that because from the oil we add salt. From the salt we do measuring. This is my scale balance. We measure like 50 gram, 100 gram. Now after weighing, we seal immediately or as soon as possible.
Guys, I hope mumeona brand, mumeona the different products that he has. This is very interesting, and myself, I'm just intrigued. We need to carry a few packets here, and then you guys make sure you also support. This is worth the support. You have seen the processes. He has taken us through everything that he does. You have seen there's nothing fishy that he adds in these things. It's just pure, natural, and healthy, you guys. Healthy snacks that you can also eat as an adult or for your children. So make sure, guys, you support his business. Look for Crunchy Bites, Teke, Crunchy, what is the other one? Crunchy Bites and Teke in your supermarkets around you. And if you have a supermarket, I just want to reiterate that you can contact him. Make sure that you buy as many. You have heard that he makes, is it more than in one sack? You make how many of this? 600. More than 600 packets. Imagine he can do these things for you in a short space of time. Really. So make sure, guys, you support him. And thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, share this video so that many of other Kenyans and other people in other countries can see what young people in Kenya are doing. Asante sana.
Okay, you can subscribe to my Facebook page at Crunchy Masters Enterprises. You find my brands there, Teke and Crunchy Bites.
Nice.
I'll also give out my number and give me a call. If you're within Nairobi or anywhere in the country, I can do delivery for you.
Great.
Thank you very much.
He's ready for big business. Asante.
So guys, if you're an investor out there, you want to invest in Africa, or you are a Kenyan, you want to invest in a young, very hard-working, industrious young man, be ready for this. You have seen the number, contact him, or go to Crunchy Masters in Facebook, contact him. You can invest in this, and I promise you that you will not regret it. If you want to order products, you have seen the number, please order products and support a Kenyan young CEO. So guys, thank you for watching. Thank you so much, and see you in the next one.
Thank you too.
And
see you the next time.
Subscribe if you haven't.
My name is Alex Moy. I'm founder and creative director of Archer Digital, a digital marketing and advertising agency based here in Nairobi. And we work with small and medium enterprises to help them acquire and retain their customers profitably, doing a whole range of marketing solutions for their social media, film and the likes, but really to help them be able to communicate and capture their customers. A little background is it's a youth-owned business. It started from a campus hostel just as a side hustle, and when we actually just finished campus, we just thought, hey, we know the economy sometimes is hard with employment and all that, and since we already have some skills, how about we just start and see how it goes? And it all started with just that. With whatever little money we had in our pockets, we bootstrapped and said, let's start doing this. Our inspiration to start Archer Digital was just the passion of seeing how a little business can be uplifted by the things you do. You help a business design a flyer, it can get a few customers. So the background was helping, even when we were in campus, used to help small businesses around the campus that we were in, do some design for them, and just by that, you'd see that they get a bit more customers, they get some traction, they're happy, they come back to you, do more flyers, things like event posters. So it was the impact that you could feel and the happiness you'd see from somebody else, lighting up from saying that you've done something for them, and this something has led them to continue being in business, and they're happy to pay for that. And hence, it felt like something good to continue, creating value and getting paid for your value as well, meaning that you're doing something impactful and something you enjoy. Yeah. I'd like to say that, with I don't know if it was a clear vision or it was just the thing that made us start the business with that same passion. So our priorities, the change has never been there as much. We've continued just to help other businesses in the same small and medium size. I think just being more prioritized to seeing how can that continue, how can you build that to allow that your team can be bigger and better so that it can serve more and more customers, because the vision now is more clear. It's less of Alex needs to do it or another person in the team. It's now a team effort that we can push, and in the end the result can be seen by whoever wants to engage our services and not limit only a small clique of people to do so. So that in terms of the vision, that's the only thing that's changed, is that we are more clearer to say that anybody who's an SME and wants to figure out a way, they can talk to us through our different products or programs, and we're able to help them. Location is very important in many different businesses, including even a service business who, us, for example, we don't need to be at the front of the mall so that people can see and know us, but some businesses do. So when we decided to start our location, it just started with what can we afford at the time, and that used to be our homes. Like, we used to just work and bring our work together, maybe in a we meet somewhere in town and just discuss maybe the projects we've gotten and show each other, because that was within our budget. We got our first office. It was somewhere convenient, maybe to like our team, where they can come and bring their ideas together, where we could afford, and as well where we could see that our customers are close by. So that was a location. And then we've just evolved as well. Even if we moved to our second location, it became because of that. Somewhere where people can find it easy to come to us, because our job is to eliminate the hardship for the customer. I'd say any business has challenges. No matter how funded, no matter how big you want to start or how small you want to start, there will be challenges. And sometimes I think the biggest one we faced is seeing that we were youth-led business, that we had no past experience in setting up business. We know how to do the marketing, etc., but do we know how to ourselves manage a business, manage operations, human resources? So it was a bit on the information gap, and also funding as well. I would say not that we needed a lot of funds to start, but bootstrapping meant that maybe a vision that you had would take a bit longer, but you'd work hard towards it. So for us, I feel like as you start a business, maybe sometimes look for some advice or a mentor who can tell you, if you want to grow your business, take 10% and save, or do something like that. So we took a bit of longer time to learn that, but as we came to learn it, some of the challenges are reducing. But even now, challenges still come, COVID, elections, but I think it's to remain very steadfast and be very strong to continue in entrepreneurship. Keep your passion in the front of your mind. I think funding or finance will always be an operational concern for any business. You always need to know where will you get your next money so that you can sustain your operation, so that you can also be profitable. And for us, what we started with, the challenge was to keep very lean. As a young team, as young guys, you can afford to maybe skip a meal. There's nobody depending on you to say that, please send us, I don't have a family maybe or something like that depended on you. So you could keep your finances really lean. If you have the opportunity when starting, you can do that and say that I'll try and keep it as affordable as possible. So we tried to do that for the longest time, and we still do. So managing your finances, learning a bit about financial self-control, financial management, and then I guess putting in systems, the financial systems, like payment apps or your accounting applications, or even the accountant that you might end up needing. So we've managed it that way, and then now we continue to fund our business through operations, being able to work for clients, then taking that work and paying the dues that are there, so employees, office rent, and so on. But you keep budgeting, seeing your payments are coming in, then continue. Don't rush into now taking a whole team of 20 and then saying, let's wait for work. You have to grow at pace. And And if you do need a big team in the beginning, then you might need to find some financing to be able to sort you out. But good thing that the world is really opening up. There's all these programs. Banks are listening. Funders are available. So I guess it's figuring out what do you want to do. Then share your passion widely with all the people you want to see. Maybe be part of your clients or be part of people who trust in you. Oh yeah, being in a service business, I think any business as well, just like finance, I think people are just as a strong component. You need people so that you can grow. You need to work collaboratively with people, clients, consultants, and the better you work with them, the better you can see growth. So when we started, we knew that our people will be a very important part of our business. So no matter what kind of position we were hiring for, even a very entry-level position, we'd want at least to hear the perspective of the people we are sorting from and seek professional advice. If it's somebody who does graphic design, what do they need to have, what capacity, and then start and trust each other like in a partnership and say, this is where we are, we're a startup and we're trying to do this in a very transparent kind of way. And now Source for Talent, there's a lot of youth these days, and they're ready and they're trainable. They're happy to be shown the way. So sometimes, even if your budget doesn't allow, what it can allow you is to be able to grow together. So we've done a lot of training. We started with a very young team. So we are growing together and showing the vision so that we can work together towards it. And then, just keep the respect. I think just like humans, you treat them well, you get to collaborate well. Our model of serving SMEs, not a lot of agencies can afford to help a small growing business because maybe they need larger budgets. So I think the uniqueness is for us, we've always been razor focused on whatever business that comes on board, what's the fastest way we can get them to profitability, or at least getting their return from marketing and advertising so that they can meet their goals. So that's usually our key concern. Then at any stage of a growing or small business, we listen and say, I think we have a training program for you. This one is actually free. We have this one, you can pay this much. So we listen to the needs and tailor the solution to the customer. And I feel that's very unique because there's no SME that's the same. I might own a restaurant, both of us own a restaurant, but this one is here, another one is here. But they all are trying to do business. Yeah. So our biggest marketing strategy is ignoring the competitors and not trying to figure out what are they doing, but yet focusing on our own products. If I was a restaurant, I would, for example, say if I make biryani, I'm just focusing on having the best biryani in town. If there's another neighbor who's also making biryani, good for him. Everybody needs to eat. So if you want to eat that biryani, and you can find my biryani as well really good. So for us, it's been, let's focus on having good products for the customers that they leave saying, wow, these guys have really helped us, so that we can keep them over a long time and we can continue supporting them. So our biggest marketing strategy has been along supporting customers really well, and then now reaching out, I think, just as well, seeing the solution that you can provide to a business. So we also do our own same social media marketing, digital marketing, websites. We've done the foundations of what needs to be done in our industry, and we also get customers from that. So within our constraints, we try and do the same. We define success by every happy customer or happy engagement that leads to, I came to you guys, I had this problem. The problem was humongous. We've solved 90% or 50% of it. I'm really happy because my business is moving along and I want to continue being helped. So success for us means continuing to serve customers who have more and more needs. And then also our team growth, happiness to see that our team can grow from a designer to an art director, from as well, obviously the bottom line, if you're able to at least pay everybody and earn your back, you can keep your business afloat and look at it at scale. But for us, the ultimate would be to scale our business to the heights of Africa or the world, to be able to say Archer can support the same SME in South Africa, the same SME in East Africa, and we're able to do that right now remotely. But as we grow, we're hoping, what if we had an archer in South Africa, another one in Nigeria, and if that serves the customers we'll have then, we'll be very happy. What I enjoyed most about starting the company is I think I'm a person who enjoys a bit of a challenge. So that seeing that what I learned and what's on the ground is something, you learned this, but you have to apply it this way to the real world to be able to earn your keep. So it means that you're always problem solving, you're always being innovative, you're always listening to somebody's passion and need, and you're like, wow, your business, I really love it, I really want to help you like this. And it's something I've really enjoyed, the joy of working with, up to date we've worked with 114 SMEs, just touching their business, and this guy is like, wow, that's really fantastic, A, B, C, D. And even when we go wrong, seeing that we can still be human and discuss this and say, oh client, we're sorry, but we can fix it and rectify it. I've enjoyed that. I've enjoyed growing an amazing team, growing and working with very friendly, nice people I enjoy to see, to have meetings with and to collaborate on different projects. So for me, that's been the biggest joy so far. I guess my greatest motivation is to see Africa come alive a bit, the youth also find opportunities. I can't change maybe the whole world, but I can change, a small circle of, for example, now the small circle of 114 businesses we worked with and our team that we have. I mean, that's a small change in the right direction towards, what I feel is a good ideal. But I keep being inspired by so many African young business owners, inspired by just people solving real world problems today. So even seeing those products that we market that are solving problems for others, you're like, wow, this guy has an app that does this and it's helping somebody else. So that's also my inspiration. I've been very much inspired by a lot of African leaders and young people actually doing great things. I really like Vusi Tembekwaya of South Africa, who's a very inspirational speaker, advises young people in business. Vusi Tembekwaya. Yeah, Vusi Tembekwaya, good writer, good inspirational leader. At the Sandbox as well, where we are, I think I found good leadership in a lot of the SMEs we work with. But very particularly, I think Joram Winamo has inspired me in the business world and mentored me a bit. And globally, if you think about it, marketing-wise, I've been inspired by the likes of Simon Sinek, who's quite a thought leader in differentiating and doing things with the real purpose of why and impacting real things. Just don't do marketing to do marketing. Enjoy what you do and really look at the results for others. So those have been really inspirational, I guess, people for me. My advice, if you really want to be an entrepreneur or you're just looking into the space, even if you're in 9 to 5, it doesn't limit you from being an entrepreneur. You can, within your organization, for example, Archer is an SME as well. I've found people in our team who've looked at how can we grow it, and we've grown it together. That's called entrepreneurship, because only the growth of where you are, if you're in somewhere and you don't want it to grow, you can't grow. So for me, if you want to go into entrepreneurship, I would believe that it's important to really have the passion for whatever you want to do. Don't open a restaurant if you don't like cooking or if you don't like the smell of food. So I believe is find something you really like, find that to solve a real problem that's in the market as well. Don't just create an ideal product. Create something that you would ask 5 of your friends, would you pay for this? And they would say, wow, Alex, you have a really good idea. I would. And now take it and try and mold it and I think entrepreneurship has a level of patience that you need. Don't be thinking that you open today and there will be 50 customers at your door. Open and plan and think and come back, and also be very rigid. Not rigid, be very ready to grow into the position. With entrepreneurship comes the need to know so many things, need to connect with so many people, need to learn so many new skills. I think it's very important for you to be able to put your mind into, this is where I want to go. And even in a 9 to 5, don't be settled and content. I know the value these days that any business or anybody in business feels is that if my team just as well can think, how do we go the next step? That's the only way we can go, because I might not have all the solutions. Even me, I just woke up and started to solve something. Maybe I'm not seeing the problem you're seeing. So if we can work together and we can build it, let's do it. Let's not be content with just being at a 9 to 5 and doing, I wake up and I go and I come back at home and I've been told to do this and I'm done. Because our work is really wide range with a lot with SMEs, I'd say we work on everything and anything. I think for us projects involve, film creation, involve digital marketing things, websites, SEO. And what I'm really proud of is that the capacity of what we are doing is being seen, is actually the same things that you see people globally are doing. So we're doing work, for example, in Egypt, we're doing work in Nigeria, straight from here in Kenya, and we're getting those clients the happiness, the results that they want. So for me, it feels like whatever project we're taking on, we're just looking at how do we get it to the next step, and if it's getting to the next step, we continue and again. So it could be so many things, but maybe particularly as well, I host a training workshop for SMEs, and I really enjoy, I think, that mentorship and guidance with small businesses. And I guess why I'm very happy to be on this show today.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, and have a good one. Good luck, entrepreneurs.